So, ladies and gentlemen, and now I want to introduce you Ahmed Jemaa, eCommerce marketing expert. Please give a little applause for him.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I want to start with a couple of questions. Does any one of you have an e-commerce store? No. Okay. Does any one of you have an e-commerce or a B2C business? Okay, cool. We have 3 people. Okay. So I'll keep it simple, stupid.
Thank you.
Well, so let me start with a bit of history about e-commerce. So e-commerce used to be, or like back in the 90s and the early 2000s, e-commerce used to be an exclusive game for the big players like Amazon, eBay, you name it. And yeah, there was no way for small brands like nowadays to compete with those. And so nowadays, even though these big corporates still make the big chunk of e-commerce worldwide revenues, a growing part of the market share is actually moving to those smaller uprising brands. And that's what we call actually the e-commerce decentralization. Probably, yeah. Who's the blockchain enthusiast? Here you go. Yep. With decentralization, I mean that while back in the days you had to, for example, produce in batches, in big volumes and in advance, nowadays you actually can produce in demand. While back in the days you had to own your own warehouses, today you don't really have to, and you can outsource this part completely without any problems, like the fulfillment and the supply chain fully. And this actually brings me to the conclusion that it's way easier nowadays to start an e-commerce brand than it used to be before. And due to the nature of my work, I get asked this question, okay, so it's easy today. How can I start an e-commerce brand in 2020? Like, what should I do first? What are the kind of practical steps that I need to take to start profitable from day one, or like make it big that easy? And I have no problems responding or giving an answer to those questions, but actually I want to kind of bring the conversation about the mindset behind it, because many people want to start e-commerce just for the wrong reasons, just to make a quick buck, just for the short-term profitability. While what I've been noticing with my clients and in the industry is that those who win big, those who consistently win, are those who are fanatical about testing and playing for the long term. So if you're in it for the short term, you're not going to win. If you're in it for the long term, you'll win. And yeah, before even diving deeper into answering this question, I want to give a quick background about, give you an idea about my background and who I am and what I do. So my name is Ahmed. I come originally from Tunisia, and I've come to Germany 3 years ago to pursue my higher education. And in the meantime, I also worked in companies where I learned, for example, my first experience, I worked in a B2B business organization where I sold tickets for our B2B events with Facebook ads, and that's where I practiced my skill and sharpened it. Afterwards, I also worked in Wayfair. Probably some of you know about it. It's an e-commerce big corporate, Fortune 500 from the US. I worked in email marketing there, and I helped optimize their email marketing campaigns, and I learned a lot about how fanatical these big corporates are about testing. We would run tests that would cost us $200,000 just for the sake of testing. And last but not least, I worked also in a SaaS company where I learned about sales, B2B sales, and sales development and lead generation. And the natural, let's say, thing after all those experiences is actually to be an owner of a social media marketing agency, where I combine all of those experiences, the knowledge of marketing and the knowledge of sales together for my clients. Cool. So before starting out, I will leave the part where the kind of complex part of the product development, the supply chain, and all that kind of stuff for a different probably presentation because I want to keep it simple, stupid, and I'm going to talk about 3 pillars that are very important for each e-commerce brand to start with in the beginning. The first important pillar is the product selection. It's almost impossible to become a big brand with the wrong product. Like, this is a very, very important factor. And I don't know if you guys have any idea what a winner product would be. Like, can anyone suggest, okay, what are the criteria based on I should select my own product if I'm going to sell online? What?
Beer.
Beer. I mean, I said criteria, not the product. Anyone? What? Fear?
Fear of people that are afraid.
No, the criteria of the product itself.
Something that solves the fear of people. I mean,
Ah, okay, okay. Exactly, okay. Solves a problem.
Addicting. Habit forming. Addicting.
Addictive.
Habit forming.
Okay, something addictive. Okay, what? Okay, attractive.
Problem solving.
Yep, she said solves a problem. What else? Good price. Okay.
convenient to use.
Convenient to use.
Sexy.
Bad boy. What else? Go ahead. Innovative. Okay. Well, I mean, probably most of what you've said come under 3 pillars, which are, or 3 factors, which are low availability, high demand, and uniqueness. Low availability, high demand, and uniqueness. For example, let's start with high demand. If your product is not solving a problem, probably it's not in high demand. If your product is not trendy, for example, like the fidget spinner or whatever kind of products that popped up, it's not gonna be in high demand. If it's not funny, if it's not interesting, it's not gonna be in high demand. Then we talk about uniqueness. If your product is not innovative, someone said innovation, right? Yep, he's noting, okay. Yeah, then probably it's not gonna pick up if it's not innovative. Probably there's too much competition for it. If it's not unique, if it's not quirky, if it's not funny, if it's not innovative, then probably it's not the right product to pick. And low availability, with that we mean that your product is not easily found in, for example, retail stores and offline stores, or even on Amazon. If you can pick a product that is not on Amazon, you're on a straight winner. And like, to select a product, you have to combine at least 2 factors out of those 3 to have a really good winner product. Cool, so now that you select a product, what else? What next? What comes next? Yep, how to sell it. Marketing. Okay, what kind of traffic channels should you start with? Go ahead. Yeah, I said traffic channels, which are the marketing. What kind of traffic channels should you use when starting out for an e-commerce brand? Social media. Okay, what kind of social media? Facebook. Okay, what else? TikTok. What else? Instagram. What else? Okay, cool. And what is the nature of these platforms? It's social media, you said it, right? And people, when they surf on social media, they kind of get hit with those ads, but they're not actively looking for the product you're selling, right? So it's based on interest. Those social medias, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you name it, it's usually, the ads are usually based on targeting, based on interest, sorry. And so, for example, if I like a page of Trump, probably I'm gonna get shown some Trump merch for ads, right? Because I showed the interest there. However, if you're starting out, you'd rather kind of use transactional channels, which are kind of where the people are actually actively looking for your product, where the hot audiences are. And what I mean by that is basically Google ads or Google shopping ads, When I worked in Wayfair, for example, 50% of our sales were coming from Google shopping ads or product listing ads. Why? Because people, when they type on Google, they're actually looking for the product. They're looking to solve a problem, usually. And so when starting out, especially if you don't have enough data on your store with the Facebook pixel installed and the pixels, the cookies installed, then usually you want to target or drive the hot traffic to your store so that the pixel, which is like the tracking tool for Facebook, then tracks those hot audiences and retargets them on social media. And then you can scale much, much, much easier because you have hot audiences recorded in your pixel, and based on those this data, then you can kind of look for lookalikes and scale quite easier. Because, I mean, if you start based on interest, then you're probably going to target the wrong audiences, and then the wrong people will land on your store, and then you're going to retarget the wrong people, and then you'll scale to the wrong people, and you will waste a lot of budget because the retargeting is going to be wrong, the targeting is wrong, and it's going to take way longer to clean your data so that you can target again the right people. Yep, so we have the product, we have the traffic channels. We've driven traffic to our store. So what should be on the store? Like when you click on an ad as a user, a Facebook user, what do you expect from a store? Like what kind of things are you looking for?
Ease of payment.
Ease of payment. So like multiple payment methods, let's say, right?
Yeah, or like press the PayPal button and then I can just put in some details.
Okay, I mean, that's great. That's great for us, the sellers. I mean, one click checkout, boom, sell.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else?
Description of the product.
Amazing. What else?
Guarantee.
Interesting. What else?
A transparent price.
Transparent. What do you mean with transparent?
Well, if somebody says, hey, on the ad, buy this shirt, for example, for 10 euros, you click, and then it's actually, well, no, it's 10 euros, but then another 10 euros of customization, and another 10 euros to do this, and another 10 euros to create a font, and by the time you check out, it's 40 euros. And you're like, what the fuck? Oh, 10, 40.
Well, that's a kind of sales or marketing technique, but yeah. Also, honesty, being trustable is very important. What else?
Reviews from other buyers.
Amazing. What else?
Customer service. The offer that you can, at least once you have bought the product, reach out to someone if the product is shitty, right? That you get guaranteed that you can exchange.
But that's the worst case scenario, right?
But we have it, right?
I mean, yeah, and mostly in like higher end products, but usually when you're selling kind of lower tickets. I mean, customer support is something good, definitely, but I don't want to reach the point where I talk to the customer support even. So let's not, so yeah, I mean, I think you've mentioned them all. So like reviews, transparent description of the product, explanation, even videos nowadays. And I don't know if you notice the bigger players, I mean, probably also Amazon's going to use it someday. If you check AliExpress, for example, there are videos explaining the products on the product pages. Well, it's not there yet. I think Amazon or the European like e-commerce players are not using it yet, but it's going to come, where you see an explanation of the use of the video, the product, and yeah, that educates about the product and helps the buyer, yeah, make the purchase much easier. Cool. So we talked about the product, we talked about the traffic channels, and we talked about the store. So if we have them all set up, what's next? If you run traffic to your store and people buy, don't buy, you never know, what should you pay attention to next?
To give them back with another project.
Yeah, that's also, I mean, that's important, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Why they didn't buy?
Yeah, so how to investigate this? How do you know?
Market research.
Tracking. Who said tracking? Cool, exactly. That's what we're going to talk about. The tracking. In each step of the 3 pillars, you can track. You can see in numbers how, for example, the product is selling. You can see how the store is converting, and you can see how the ads also are converting. When it comes to the product selection, there's tons of tools online that help you know how many sales per day this product is actually being sold for. For example, in AliExpress, there's even a feature mentioned, like I think dropshipping center. When you click on it, you see how each product is selling per day on this platform. You kind of evaluate, okay, this product has not been selling that much in, I don't know, in the summer, and now it's selling very well. Probably it's on an upward spiral. Probably I should sell it, for an example. There's also a way where you can type on social media the name of the product, and you can see the ads of the product. And you can get to know, okay, this ad has been shown by, or has been seen by millions of people. Then this product probably could sell, or have sold very well in this country or in this region. Probably it should sell well in this other region that is probably different in the language or whatever. Cool, that's for the product. Now, for the ads, how do you know that your ads are working? How do you measure? What are you looking for? What kind of KPIs are you looking for? I mean, the conversion, conversion of what? Purchases, sales, or what?
CTR?
Exactly, click-through rate. Amazing. That's what we're looking for. If you have an ad, you have usually a creative, like a picture or a video, plus text, plus call to action. So if those three are not well set up, if they're not speaking to your audience, if they're not speaking to their needs, if they're not, for example, if the price is not reasonable, if the promises are not reasonable, people probably will not trust you. If the ad is not compelling, if the ad is not, what do you mean with different?
Out of the box, not like everyone.
Well, on social media, for example, if your ad is too different, then it doesn't really look like social media. You actually want to have your ads don't look like ads. That's the point. If your ads look like ads, okay, I know it's an ad. I scroll. I wouldn't care. But if it's native, that's the term. If it's native to the platform, then people would actually look at it and see. And actually, I've noticed it in Google Ads. It used to be like when you type something, you see the sponsored ads, like the 4 first results are sponsored. And the term was sponsored, but now they changed it to ad. And actually it's kind of hidden, like you don't notice it anymore. Like I even like really didn't notice it. So the point of this is that you want to have ads that don't look like ads. You want to have ads that look like native posts to this social media. And yeah, you want to have your copy, the ad copy well written, speaking to your audience, and you want to have a good call to action. And once you have all of those set up, then you should have a good click-through rate, a good CTR. Okay, so we have a great product that is that we are 100% sure that is selling very well and has the potential to be a great winner. We have a great ad that is converting, or that people like and click on and go through. So then the most, let's say, the most reasonable next step would be the store. So if you land on a store and you have all of those two parts optimized, then the last part would be the store itself. And how do you track, what kind of KPIs do you look for in a store to know if the store is actually converting or not? Anyone? KPIs for stores?
Traffic. Conversion of per how many of those click-through.
Exactly, conversion rate, right? Conversion rate. We're looking for the store's conversion rate. What else? I mean, that's the most transactional, let's say, KPI. What else? What else do you look for in a store?
Time people spend on the website.
Again?
Time people spend on the website.
Amazing. Yeah. If people spend too much time on the website, then your website sucks. They have to buy fast. If they don't, then they're kind of confused. They're looking for ways to trust you. They're reading all the descriptions. They're not hot leads. They're kind of getting hot by reading, by educating themselves about the product. So you don't want to have your leads spend more time on your website. You have them spend less time on your website. What else? A very important KPI is the bounce rate. So if people click on the ads, click through the ads, and land on the product page or the collection page or whatever, if they bounce right away, then it means that your selection or like your landing page sucks in terms of design, in terms of copy, in terms of yeah. I mean, also plugins, like sometimes they have like these spammy plugins that kind of annoy everyone. So you want to also watch your bounce rate and the drop-off rates, because those tell you, okay, what kind of pages are actually leaking the most in terms of potential buyers. Awesome. So, and actually there's also, I mean, if you want to get fanatical about this, there's also these like screen recording tools like Hotjar or Lucky Orange, where you can actually watch the recording of people visiting your store, and you can learn based on that. You can actually add surveys in the product page. If people like spend, I don't know, like, or scroll through the page, 60% of the page and don't buy, then probably they're confused. And you want to ask them this question: why are you confused? Like, teach me, why are you confused, so that I can optimize it. And actually there are so many websites that add this pop-up that asks people, hey, is there anything that I can help you with? Is there anything that is keeping you from buying? Literally. And people actually answer those, and they give you the answers. Hey, probably the website, or I don't know, the reviews look fake, or the price is too high, or I don't know, like.
I need to ask my wife about it.
What? Yeah, exactly. For example. Yeah, and exactly. So yeah, that's the whole process. After you set up all of those three, you want to get to start running tests, to like A/B tests, testing everything almost. And you want to always like constantly keep optimizing. You want to test on the ads level, you want to test on the website level, you want to test the product pages level. You test, you measure, you learn, you tweak, you repeat. You test, you measure, you learn, you tweak, you repeat. And you keep doing it over and over again until you get a profitable store that is making you hopefully millions. Cool. So now we get to the practical part, where I ask you to type this on Google, kaut.it. It's a questionnaire. Sorry?
Do I ask something before?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do I always test the same amount the same way, or just reduce
No.
my testing or increase my testing?
Yeah, you have, look, so based on those KPIs, you kind of have some hypotheses. Okay, so probably this is not working. Probably this is not working. And so you kind of focus on one thing, you pick a test that is focusing on that one thing, and you run it. And you don't want to run tests simultaneously so that they don't influence each other's results, and the attribution get messed up and the results get insignificant. So you want to run tests consecutively and not simultaneously. Cool, so did anyone log in? Code IT? Did anyone? Did everyone log in? Yep, awesome. So there's the pin. Can you put in this pin? Only 20 are allowed. Fast, 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 fast. By the way, the giveaway, I'm not giving away, but the winner will, if he wants, will get a free consultation call with me, so make sure you win. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Still, who's still not logged in? Go ahead, fast. Awesome. Who else? Okay, we start. Okay, pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Okay. Hello, one. Why didn't everyone click? What's? It's 5 seconds. It's 5 seconds. Dude, it's 5 seconds. What the f? Should be fast. It should be fast. Yeah, you should watch here. Okay, okay, now pay attention. Okay. What's up, guys? Who's the snowy glider or glider or? Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. Who's Marcel? Nice. Awesome. Marcel is killing it. Nice. People pay attention. Okay, last question, full concentration. Cool. So we got a winner. Who's the winner? Mimi. Who's Mimi? Woo! We get a cafe together. Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. Sorry. Oh, dude. Sorry, guys. Oh, sorry. Who's Marcel? Amazing. Yeah, we can definitely schedule a call and talk later. Cool. Thank you so much for your time, and feel free to connect.